Hello, good evening viewers and welcome to SKTV News. You are watching Primetime English News with me, PAVEINE. First, the headlines. Non-implementation of Manipur Floodplain Zoning Act 1978 is a major factor that leads to frequent flood in Manipur, asserts veteran politician Okrum Joy. Manipur joins global celebration of World Environment Day with large-scale tree plantation drive at multiple locations. And Paitol chief seeks compensation for landowners affected by National Highway 37 widening project. And now let's take a look at the news in detail. Veteran politician Okrum Joy has asserted that non-implementation of Manipur Floodplain Zoning Act 1978 is one of the reasons for flood in Manipur. Speaking to media persons about frequent occurrence of flood in Manipur, the former law minister said through implementation of Manipur Floodplain Zoning Act 1978, mitigation and relief work can be expedited efficiently in the state. Speaking further, Okrum Joy also maintained that lack of preparedness in terms of fixing the river banks and river basins, coupled with untimely management of Itai barrage, resulted to frequent flooding in the state. While terming that the flood in the state is an artificial one, Ojoy put the blame on flawed flood management and Itai barrage. He also lamented that about 460 crore rupees were sanctioned for construction of embankment for rivers. However, floods continue to occur frequently in the state. He urged relevant authority to take every possible steps to ease the burden of people who are already gripped by present conflict in the state.
ngasi magwari film masida pen ising thengnari basi asi thengnaraga loirabro nongju thai du horuk tribane aba pre monsoon ni si madung da monsoon lagado ni manipur da yam da monsoon je ahum lak ani rak kumbala e isau je khon thengni ji sidana te ba kunchi sahi da ju season gi chathare iba khongcha si angari akoi amu ani rak ju handa ki thengna ba yari aba aragi hayeng ikang si matam da gi amu ikang tho kanda lin season da during lin season akoi Imphal turen Ariba Turian Singasi, like up Chalaga Madeida, low Shumayaro, Ari Matati, Maruena, a water supply intake point, my am the lady may have it on ising the Pang the Vigitanza. Jamina, Nong Chiruga ising the pig tanba, Nong Hanga like Lao on ba, Laba Ama, a sig a quick mang the Tariba, Uriba Pimse, a Kanga Himayam, Nainaviriba, Karamina Masai, the Karitoro, Kopiaga, the gay idea that in the Kangi Walker Karamayam, Germany, during these last 7-8 years. Sahi tarit nifam jida di aina ubada water resource and management department say achieve don ure. It seems to be that achieve department apum department non uire. Madugi polne. Ako nga si pangi say isum na yum thomba isau thoga turien kairaga yum thomba ikang thoga ikang thada ising thakba phangdaba turien lekak chapa hojiki water management na ising tumi irin na ising leite. Is it the management?
Flood situation continued to prevail in some parts of Manipur, despite halt in rainfall in the past 48 hours. One of the most important roads connecting villages such as Awangjiri, Haigrujum and Kaidem with Nambol remains submerged at Awangjiri. The floodwaters poured in from all directions, primarily due to the outbreak and breakage of a canal running along the border between Awangjiri and Kajiri. This bridge allowed uncontrolled water flow into the area, thereby inundating the crucial road and adjoining paddy fields. The flooding has severely disrupted daily commutes, with the key road now submerged despite sitting 6 feet above the vast surrounding fields. The concern of locals remain high as another spell of relentless rainfall like the one experienced days ago could escalate the situation further. All Manipur United Clubs Organization, Amuko Manipuri Students Federation and Thangmaiban United Club join hands to plant 3 saplings at Thangmaiban Chairauching Martyrs Memorial Site. The initiative was taken up as part of the World Environment Day celebration. Speaking on the sideline, Secretary General of Amuko, Pratap Lishangtem, emphasized that people worldwide have come to recognize the growing challenge posed by the deteriorating climate. He also highlighted the urgency to plant trees at various places, such as forest and the surrounding area, in order to safeguard the environment.
Masi Manipur sing isau thoi ba myam se mangkok thok ba myam se na ngasi sing taraiba sing da taraiba myam se phajal laga ngakang goi su lai ga da bu ngasi uji loi ya thak khib dagi ngasi di sing isau thoi si aduna sing isau thoi ba jaga da leibi ba myam na su u thabagi hainabi aduga singi anakpada leiriba mayam da su uje yokhat na bu khona ba da chawa thawdang lomina ji aduga uje tharame haraga su koina usa se adum sui hingda ba haitare madu tharamaga da makhata ni yingsen da ba aduna maram moira kan da ni si ise aduna khoi ngasi sirau singa hawgala imi amse tharamaga da yengbi ba walking lakpi ba adagi khoi lamdam ji bu semgat ning ba khoi halaban mayam nam ju yawjeri moina su akoina tharamasu ising hek saibi ba adumai tawdana using ji hingalakoni aduna maram moira kan da anak-anak leiriba miyam na su ek thengna baga akoi uje kangjal ai hairagadi ising akoi kitang goi ju saibiram taragadi hairiba usingche hingbada mating oigani.
Medical Superintendent of Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, RIMS, Professor N. Sanjeev has highlighted the pressing issue of plastic waste in hospitals and emphasized on adopting eco-friendly practices. He also asserted that providing healthcare should not come at the cost of harming the environment. The statement was made during the World Environment Day observance, which was organized under the theme Ending Plastic Pollution at RIMS Jubilee Hall today. The event aimed to promote environmental sustainability and raise awareness among students and healthcare professionals about the importance of reducing plastic waste. It also saw the presence of Nodal Officer of RIMS, Professor Y. Govindaraj, and Member Secretary of Manipur Pollution Control Board, W. Roshan. Speaking further, Professor N. Sanjeev stated that reducing single-use plastic and fostering responsible habits are crucial steps towards a healthier future. A tree plantation drive at the northern and western sides of RIMS A block was conducted to mark the occasion. A meditation and yoga session was also organized to emphasize mental well-being, while plastic footprint calculator booths were set up to help students assess their individual plastic consumption. The event also featured expert talks by environmental advocates.
Hospital berita kape ada plastik sisi naik, dua putri ada plastik makanan sisi naik. Semua mayam sih tahu tu ada beli tahu repot. We should amma zaman tu kecai kecai tu apa? Mafam jana segregate tu biba masih mayam sih. Oza sih ngamusung satra sih. School lagi plastik bottle lagi sih tu naruh sih kau kaya nak hukum apa? Ringstop single use plastik timba. Saya amma makai hasil leh. Aku di result ubah panggil. Aduh aku loy nama yung desu. Jadi lekai isi ngam tumi loy nama naladu plastik bottle thali. Jadi aku mayam punna si tunjuk minerasi.
Kwai Ihul Foundation, Youth and Students Welfare Club YSWC, along with residents of Sabungkok, planted trees today at Sabungkok Playground to mark World Environment Day. Environmental activist Manikanta Mutum also provided large number of tree saplings to YSWC. Addressing the tree plantation program, General Secretary of Kwai Ihul Foundation, Loktongbam Nilo, pointed out that trees planted through such initiatives often fail to thrive due to a lack of proper care. He stressed the importance of nurturing and maintaining them after planting to ensure their survival and long-term contribution to the environment. Nilo further urged the public to dispose of public waste and plastic waste responsibly by handing it over to the appropriate authorities for recycling. He emphasized that proper waste management is essential to fulfilling this year's World Environment Day theme, End Plastic Pollution, and encouraged collective efforts to reduce environmental harm.
ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯋꯥꯟ ꯏꯟꯚꯥꯏꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟ ꯗꯦꯒ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯥꯕꯨꯡꯈꯣꯛ YSWC ꯄ꯭ꯂꯦꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯎꯟꯗ ꯋꯥꯔꯜ ꯏꯟꯚꯥꯏꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟ ꯗꯦꯒ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯅ ꯎ ꯆꯥꯔ ꯊꯥꯕꯒꯤ ꯊꯧꯔꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯄꯥꯡꯊꯣꯛꯆꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯁꯇꯤꯛ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯂꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡ ꯏꯟꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯗꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯛ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯄ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯔꯨꯕ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯗ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯆꯥꯅ ꯍꯨꯟꯇꯣꯛꯄ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯔꯤꯁꯥꯏꯀꯜ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯅ ꯔꯤꯁꯥꯏꯀꯜ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯊꯧ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯁꯤꯅꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯁꯇꯤꯛ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯛꯀꯤ ꯃꯇꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯈꯛꯇ ꯅꯠꯇꯅ ꯁꯥ ꯎꯆꯦꯛ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯊꯥꯔꯤꯕ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯤꯁꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯕꯗ ꯁꯣꯛꯍꯜꯂꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯁꯣꯛꯍꯟꯗꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯇꯉꯥꯏ ꯐꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯆꯥꯅ ꯍꯨꯟꯇꯣꯛꯄ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯔꯤꯁꯥꯏꯀꯜ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯕꯅ ꯔꯤꯁꯥꯏꯀꯜ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯅꯤ
BJP Manipur Pradesh President Adhikari Mayum Sarda has called for concerted efforts in environment conservation cutting across political differences. She was speaking at the observance of World Environment Day, which was organized by BJP Thoubal Mandal at Nongpok Lorembam in Thoubal district today. Speaking further, Sarda described the prevailing flood in the state as clear indication of the adverse impact of global environmental degradation. While pointing out the vital role of political leaders in shaping a state or a nation towards development, she also underlined the importance of making collective efforts in the conservation and protection of environment. She went on to express concern on the growing menace of plastic bottles in the environment.
Manipur ki hanagi saktam aying asapuna makaitara paibase aikogi environment si aduki matin ahong ba leire haiba pot tu neba aikoi da ngasi thengnari basi nong he taraga ising chawraga aikoina leibak miyamgi seba tawri re na thoiba aikogi leader singa aikoina paknai da taina basi su yam sengna aigi mota hoi moi responsibility makoi da lei kaiguma su prajaga hairiba representative singsiga खुद समदरगा चटपा अमा चंगे तुरेन मपानदा अखोय फटा हौदी से लोइना लंगथोय मागी युमदा लैबा यादबा पोतु मफम चाना थंबना तबा तुरेन दा थादरे मसी मफम अयामदा कोई उबा फंगे अखोय मसीदगी थोलकपा पोल्यूशन सिना लैरिबा अखोयगी हिंगिबा पुंसी सिदा कयाम यामना अकाइबा पीबगे हाइबदुगी मतांगदुदा नैनरबा मतुदगी अखोयना प्लास्टिक तगी थोलकपा पोल्यूशन सि ngaktoknaba hotnaba haiba potna makhak taibase.
Affected land and standing property owners of National Highway 37 Package 7 has announced plan to ban the road construction activity being taken up by NHIDCL at the road stretch between Tatbung and Paitol villages along the highway. According to Paitol Village Authority Chief Chairman PM Tanga, authorities concerned have abjectly failed to disburse the compensation for the affected landowners till date, despite repeated assurance from the Menglong DC. He added that the ignorance by the authorities concerned have compelled the affected landowners to take on banning the construction works from Tatbung village to Paitol village along the highway.
हम लोग नेशनल हाईवे NH37 के अंदर पैकेज 7 के अंदर तादबुक और फाइटोल में अभी तक कॉम्पनसेशन लोन नहीं मिला है, अभी तक नहीं मिला है। डीसी ने बोला या डीसी ने दे देगा, कटवा लो बोल करके हम लोग उसका बात मान करके सब कटिंग करवा दिया, अभी तक उसने नहीं दिया। फिर बंद किया, फिर कटवा लो एक हफ्ता के अंदर दे देगा करके अभी तक नहीं दिया। अभी तो हम लोग बंद कर रहे हैं, फिर बंद करेंगे जब तक जिसका बेनिफिशियरी है उन लोग नहीं मिलता है तब तक हम लोग नहीं खोलेंगे, कोई भी बोले।
Langtabal Kunja Welfare Club President T. Kogan has expressed concern on the growing trend of leaving tree saplings unattended after plantation. He was speaking on the sideline of tree plantation drive carried out by the volunteers of KLWC at its playground located at Langtabal Kunja Makal Lekai today. Further stressing on the importance of post-planting care for tree saplings, Kogan assured that the local club volunteers will continue to look after the tree saplings until they are fully grown today.
ngasi one environment day ga mari lenana akoi ji uja thabai program ka club sida pangthok chai koina pangthoi pandam di akoina uja di mayam thai adu hingan bagi kaino di u de adu koina ngasi uja masing yam de jo langtang kun jo welfare club na
ꯎ ꯃꯁꯤꯡ ꯈꯤꯇꯪꯈꯛ ꯊꯥꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯨꯡꯁꯣꯏ ꯁꯣꯏꯗꯅ ꯐꯪꯍꯟꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯟꯗꯝꯗꯨꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯎ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯊꯥꯖꯕꯅꯤ.
Various organizations in Jiribam district also observed World Environment Day. Manipuri Athoba Ningxing Loop, Jiribam organized observance of World Environment Day at Ningxing Kun Biodiversity Park. Students from schools and colleges, NCC cadets, members from various organizations attended the program. On the other hand, friendly environment warriors Jiribam also observed World Environment Day by carrying out tree plantation drive at various places in Jiribam district. Lukram Leirag Youth Club, in association with Urban Forestry Division, Manipuri, Government of Manipur, jointly organized a tree plantation program as part of World Environment Day observance today. Forester of Urban Forestry Division, Manipuri, Aribam Premananda Sharma, President of Lukram Leirag Youth Club, Sushil Soibam, Secretary L. Sanjit Kumar, Vice President M. Manoranjan, Finance Secretary Tiam Dhananjoy, Advisor Sarat Chan Tiam, Social and Cultural Activist Rakesh Naurem, along with other members of the club, planted around 100 saplings at the club's campus. Punna Hingminaba Marup Waiton observed World Environment Day by planting trees along the road that leads towards Waiton village from Waiton Lamkai. They also made efforts to ensure growth for all those saplings that were planted last year. Punna Hingminaba Marup Waiton has appealed for concerted efforts in saving the environment by planting more trees. Wakalon Manaba Apunba, Wama Kanglay Park and Social Sporting Club sector also jointly organized tree plantation program on the occasion of World Environment Day at Imphal East District sector. President of Wama Moirang Tem Nauko, Secretary General N. Debeshore, President of Social Sporting Club Luang Sangbam London, along with locals, took part in tree plantation program. NSS unit of Manipur University, Kanchipur, also observed World Environment Day 2025 by organizing trekking expedition and cleanliness drive at Cheirauching, Thangmaiban today. The event was organized as part of Northeast NSS Festival 2025 under the aegis of Regional Directorate of NSS Guwahati, Assam, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Vice Chancellor of Manipur University. 300 NSS volunteers and 30 program officers took part in the cleanliness drive. Youth for Tomorrow organized tree plantation program as part of World Environment Day observance at Thobal Ketri Lekai today. Ward Councillor and Amusalam Maira Paibi members attended the program and planted about 100 tree saplings. In a landmark decision marking World Environment Day 2025, the Tangkul Naga Awunga Long DNAL Assembly passed a historic resolution to ban the hunting, poaching, killing, trade and harming of Hulok gibbons and hornbills across the entire DNAL jurisdiction, which covers 252 villages in 6 districts of Manipur. According to a press release issued of DNAL, the bold move comes as a continued demonstration of the Tangkul community's growing commitment to wildlife conservation, one rooted in indigenous leadership and supported by the Wildlife Trust of India, WTI. While urging all community members and visitors to cooperate fully, it added that the resolution builds upon DNAL's earlier landmark ban on pangolin hunting in 2024 and reflects a profound shift in community values, from tradition to transformation, with local custodians emerging as champions of endangered wildlife. DNAL President Kashung Tennyson described the initiative as not just a ban, but a pledge to protect their natural heritage. In connection with World Environment Day, the annual Ningombam Pairaba Award was presented to Dr. Kagembam Samungao today. The award presentation ceremony, organized by Sahitya Thopang Loop at Manipur Press Club's Loktak Hall, was held in the presence of retired IFS Th Mohendra Pratap, Travelers Forum Manipur's chairman R.K. Buddhimanta, alongside Ningombam Pairaba's family members. Speaking in the award function, Th Mohendra has stated that the Ningombam Pairaba Award is being presented to individuals who has contributed the most in the field of environment on the occasion of World Environment Day 2025. The Ningombam Pairaba Award was presented to environmentalist and wildlife activist Dr. Kagembam Samungo. He was and received this award twice earlier. Dr. Kagembam Samungo is a well-known author and activist of several books, which is an in-depth research on the endangered animal sangai. He is a well-known figure who not only researched on sangai but also about several other animals in Manipur, which is evident in his book Wildlife of Manipur. In recognition of his 30 years of extensive hard work in the field of environment and wildlife study, it was decided that he is the most deserving figure to receive the Ningombam Pairaba Award. The award contains cash prize and a certificate.
Ningombam Pairaba Award 2025 sigi yendokpa tharomne mase environment ke field da waidigi masak naina tabak to mita cheigoding award ne andaki cheigi oina masa Dr. Kangimam Samungo Singh environmentalist wildlife activist resources sida apina sige award sinabani Dr. Samungo Manipur wildlife ki matangda environment ki matangda Manipur phangba waidigi tangba prithvi da phangba sangai ki matangda yamna kutna chizinba amade masila larik kya photographer ozane.
Officials of Small Town Committee, Autonomous District Council, Tamenglong carried out a drive at shops located in and around Tamenglong District Headquarters to check for expired food and other products yesterday. The confiscated expired commodities were disposed of today. Small Town Committee, Autonomous District Council, Tamenglong has expressed grave concern on the health hazard it can cause to the kids and general public on consumption of such expired products. It further urged relevant authority to conduct regular drive to check for sale of expired food and other products in the market. The first Manipur University Media Award 2025 for electronic media has been conferred to SKTV News Chief Reporter Katrimayum Premchand during the 45th Foundation Day celebration of Manipur University cum World Environment Day observance held today at its auditorium. The prestigious award was given in recognition of extensive reporting on Swachh Bharat mission and its related topics. Huyen Lampao sub-editor Bijoy Laishram also received the award, which contains a cash prize of 10,000 rupees, citation, certificate and shawl. During the function, an award was also presented to Associate Professor of Zoology Department Shivakumar Vijay Raghavalu, besides honoring teaching and non-teaching staff of the university who took retirement this year. In his speech, MU Vice Chancellor Professor N. Lokendra informed that the awardees of First Manipur University Media Award 2025 were selected by a committee comprising of senior journalists and the university's staff. He further highlighted the development and achievements of the university since its establishment. The Vice Chancellor also announced its plan to open departments of Myanmar Studies and China Studies in the near future. He also spoke in length about the significance of World Environment Day, which also coincides with the university's Foundation Day.
Many of the employees and many of the people who are currently engaged in the IT industries will be deprived of these contemporary opportunities after some time. All these trained, learned, hardworking young people will have to seek for opportunities for their job and for their career engagement in other field. It is in this context that Manipur University has been thinking of providing agroforestry as a way of future engagement of our young scholars, of our young teachers, young scientists. But it is not going to be the agroforestry of the trend that we have been engaged in up to the present time. We are not interested in the stereotypes that we have inherited from other institutions.
Locals of Kurai Hegrumakong have lauded Kurai constituency MLA El Susindro for responding swiftly to the flood-affected areas within Kairang Komidog GP. Kairang Komidog GP chairperson MD Yunus Ahmed, who spoke on behalf of the locals, expressed contentment over the MLA's concern for flood-affected people in the area, adding that he even involved directly in restoration of breached river banks and roads, besides providing excavators in view of the upcoming Eid festival. Yunus Ahmed further expressed hope that the MLA would provide assistance in repairing houses which were damaged in the flood.
Ising ichauna maram moraga pangai road yamna maru oiba lambi ama main road ama oiba si tatkibna maram moraga koi paper da social worker sajaba social media da social worker sajaba singsom da thorok daba mari leinaba department singdagi so masigi tatliba lambi se seminarba lakchadaba na maram moraga akoina hojek oneraban MLA laisang chem Susindro da akoina hajirubdagi maki maikai dagi maki machinery tharaktuna ngasi yamna maru oraba lambi ase sembiduna machin si su siamaga loikre aduga hojik si so hojik loisalagani ase sembi benumakta aikoigi kairang khumidokta leijariba andagi som saita akoigi metei chininaw leibiriba pangani chininaw leibiriba singjina hingai litena thagachari.
JNIMS has strictly advised its staff and the general public to stay at least 4 feet away from electrical panels, power outlets, or any electrical equipment during damage assessment of transformers and electrical connections. In an official notification, JNIMS informed that the damage assessment of transformers and electrical connections will be initiated from 8 a.m. tomorrow. They advise the staffs and general public to stay away from the electrical equipment, as many areas within JNIMS premises remain waterlogged and pose a serious risk of electrical hazards due to the recent flooding. Manipur Fire Service has been actively providing drinking water to residents of Imphal East District that have been affected by recent flooding in an effort to ensure access to clean water. Fire Service provided the clean water to flood-affected families of Bamon Laikai, Sangay Pat, Larigyingbam Laikai and Angom Colony as part of the initiative. The Fire Service also assured to continue its initiative. '57 Mountain Division Laimakong organized free medical camp for flood-affected locals of Bashikong Kongba Irong today. Notably, around 160 homes at Bashikong Kongba Irong are taking shelter at relief camps as their homes are still waterlogging subsequent upon the breaching of Kongba River embankment recently. As many as 250 villagers turn up at the medical camp, where medicines have also been provided free of cost to those in need.
Since May 31, ever since the monsoon had started, the flood has affected thousands of people, especially in and around Manipur state. They have been facing many issues, be it due to the lack of potable water or having access to sanitary areas and proper protection from mosquito-borne diseases. So mostly what we have seen, patients coming with diarrheal issues, cholera, typhoid, many respiratory diseases, many mosquito-borne illnesses and skin infections. So we've catered for mainly in those areas, and also we brought along sanitary napkins and mosquito prevention methods give to the affected population.
Arambai Tengo 80 GHQ medical team continues its flood relief activities by providing necessary medicines and medical services to flood-affected residents of Imphal East District, who are either taking refuge at various relief camps or holed up at their inundated homes. As part of the initiative, the 80 medical team distributed essential medicines to residents of Kurai Hegrumakong Relief Camp. Additionally, tetanus shots were administered to individuals in need, helping to prevent infection and safeguard their well-being amid challenging conditions. Speaking to media, commander of ATGHQ medical team Boy Yai Tengbam said that the initiative was taken up in an effort to prevent the flood-affected people from potential diseases or illness. He also highlighted that Arambai Tengol took a huge role in rescue operations and other initiatives taken up for flood-affected people, especially in Imphal East District. He further noted that most areas remain flooded despite ongoing efforts to fortify riverbanks and implement flood prevention measures. Boy further reiterated Arambai Tengol's commitment to further provide medicines and medical services to flood-affected people.
Main oina khoi Imphal East area da sing chausan giba ade awa chatik myam nang gi sida khoi Arambai Tengol gi side tagi jo khoi Tengol myam kunna ngam ba thak te du mating pang de lai adu hujik chi kitang ising loina makti na te mafam khara di dum ising kang da re hujik se adu ising kang da mafam sida khoi na khoi gi AT medical team side tagi chatlaga ising na maram oraga khoi tholaka da ba ana ba ye myam je tang da su kalo na na ba na khoi hidak tang yen thok che na ngarang dagi dum hauraga mathang yeli hujik akoina pidui mafam jina haku makong sida khoi hidak tang yen thok charaga tang da su mating pangwa ngamgadra na khoi la ga hidak tawjabani adu matung tar pada su khoi Arambai Tengol side tagi angamba mateng angamba thak ta khoi Tengol loising na dum pangjagani tawjagani ha pochi myam da thamjagi.
Social worker Wangkem Soba has emphasized the need for making sincere efforts in mitigating drug menace in the state. The social worker was speaking at a function organized for his reception at Kumbi Municipal Council Ward No. 4. Speaking further, the social worker expressed discontentment over lack of sincerity in Manipur government's war on drug campaign. During the function, over 450 voters of Kumbi Municipal Council Ward No. 4, polling station 15, unanimously resolved to work together with Team Sobha towards bringing significant changes in the constituency.
Akhui future se nuai ai phana lagi haba targadi akhui future se bright point gi haba targadi ngasi kin ha sing se sengmat ba darkar we ada ngasi ki ha sing se sengmat ge haba targadi ke damu ge haba matam da akhui ju sing se ni sagi ipa gi la phon ba darkar we ada akhui war against the drug and sarkar na sangchali adu sangchali ba war against the drug se thamoi sing na sangchen gi ma mi de akhui bo phang de aduna akhui ha sing si kan na ba drug ki ipa gi la phon ma bi dam ta Darki problem se solve to ngam na bidam ka akoi thamoi singba lusin ba khara akoi Manipur da darkar wai haina khali.
Longmai None Joint Leadership has decided to suspend the proposed Chaka Bandh along National Highway 37, which was earlier planned from June 6th. The decision to call off the Chaka Bandh was taken in consideration with prevailing natural calamities in the state and in the larger interest of people in the state. In a press note, Longmai None Joint Leadership also warned that their agitation will resume on June 20th if state authority fail to fulfill their demands. The agitation will include ban on construction of railways and other national projects. Let's have a look at the national news. Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju has announced that the monsoon session of the Parliament is scheduled to commence on July 21st and will run till August 12th. Both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will convene on July 21st, marking the start of the session after a gap of over 3 months. The announcement comes after the budget session of the Parliament, which began on January 31st this year, concluded on April 4th, with both houses being adjourned sine, which this was the first Parliament session of 2025. The opposition had been pressing for a special Parliament session to discuss Operation Sindoor, a military exercise where India targeted terror sites in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. However, the government has decided to stick to the announced schedule for the monsoon session. India reported 564 new COVID-19 cases and 7 deaths in the last 24 hours, with total of 4,866 COVID-19 cases in the country at the moment. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare data shows that a total of 674 people recovered from the disease. Maharashtra reported 3 deaths, while Delhi and Karnataka reported 2 deaths, each in the last 24 hours. Kerala continues to report the highest number of active cases at 1,487, followed by Delhi with 562 and Maharashtra with 526. Ministry of Railways is planning to make major changes in Tatkal ticketing processes by making e-Aadhaar authentication mandatory for Tatkal bookings in an effort to make it more robust and prevent malpractices. In a post on X, Union Ministry of Railways Ashwini Vaishnav said that railways will soon introduce e-Aadhaar authentication for booking Tatkal tickets. He added that the initiative will help genuine users get confirmed tickets during need. A senior ministry official also said that e-Aadhaar authentication will be the new step, while a provision to authenticate an IRCTC account with Aadhaar to book 24 tickets a month already exists. The official highlighted that account holders who link their accounts with Aadhaar will get priority booking during the first 10 minutes of Tatkal ticket sales, which even authorized IRCTC agents are not allowed. The officials further said that the proposal for e-Aadhaar authentication is part of the campaign against the use of automated tools to book tickets online. The railways have deactivated and blocked over 24 million users in the past 6 months. Additionally, around 2 million accounts have been flagged as suspicious and are currently under probe. And now the weather report. According to ICAR Regional Center, Imphal state's maximum temperature was recorded at 30.8 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 22 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 91% in the morning and 55% in the evening. Manipur received 3.3 millimeters of rainfall in the past 24 hours. And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Non-implementation of Manipur Floodplain Zoning Act 1978 is a major factor that leads to frequent floods in Manipur, asserts veteran politician Okram Joy. Manipur joins global celebration of World Environment Day with large-scale tree plantation drive at multiple locations. And Paitol chief seeks compensation for landowners affected by National Highway 37 widening project. Well, that's all we have for now. Thank you for watching SKTV News and keep watching for more news updates.